Hey everybody, welcome back to Mega Man X. In the last episode, we defeated Shield Penguin, our first boss of the game. And in this episode, we're going to start off by taking on Storm Eagle stage, and after that, we'll be taking on Flame Mammoth stage. So we're just going to hop right into it and start with Storm Eagle. Storm Eagle stage, as you can see from the map screen, is the air theme stage, the aerial theme stage. What makes this stage unique is that there's not a lot of walls, in that there's not a lot of side walls, and the stage is entirely open. That's going to provide some challenge, because if you mess up your jump, more than likely there's nothing you can do. There's no walls to bounce off. There will be nothing you can do as you fall to your death. So, these grab men, I should have just shot him quickly, because he would have not done any damage, and I would have been able to stay on the platform. You can shoot those flame tanks, destroy them, and get an energy to heal back what I just lost. Now, we're going to ride this platform up to the top, and we're actually going to jump off to the left here as soon as we reach the top. That's because it's going to allow us to reach our first heart container that we're actually going to be able to pick up. So now we're going to boost our health, and now we can continue through the stage here. We're back to the beginning. But, so, I was just wondering how you guys are doing. I'm going to try to ask you guys this probably once every video, just to see how things are going. I haven't had class all morning since I have a pretty good schedule on Mondays, and I don't have class till 3 in the afternoon. And I'm recording this around 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I'm going to get this recorded and hopefully get it up before I have to go to class. But I might not be able to do that, so it might go up after class. My weekend was pretty good. Had some time with the friends. Managed to get to our favorite bar once, so things were good. So if you want to just leave a comment about how your life's going, I'd love to see. So, anyways, now we're back on these moving platforms, and you can actually skip some of these platforms. Like, you can hop over that shooting enemy, and it is a little risky, because if you don't time it right, onto moving platforms over a pit that you can't actually see until you make the jump, you can probably guess that it's pretty easy to just completely miss your jump and fall into the pit and die. But it is a nice way to break up the monotony of jumping one platform, shooting an enemy, jumping another platform, and it just makes it move a little quicker. So now we're actually going to have already our third visit from the Ghostly Man, picking up our third weapon capsule, and this one is the least useful of the four. This capsule is going to give us a helmet upgrade. Now, a helmet upgrade, it is actually pretty useless, because all it does is allow us to break some ceilings with a headbutt. Unfortunately, this doesn't allow us to access any shortcuts. It only allows us to access a couple armor weapon upgrades throughout the game, and it's pretty useless. However, speaking of upgrades, I actually missed something, so we're gonna have to backtrack a pretty lengthy amount here. I apologize for this, but I do want to pick this up while I'm in the stage. I don't like to have to backtrack, even though I am doing it right now. And I'm not going to lie, I feel pretty dumb, because this is a pretty easy upgrade to get. And I don't usually miss them like this, especially in this stage, because this is a stage I know pretty well. Let's Play Curse. 2 episodes, already happened twice. So, now that we're back to this platform here, we're going to move forward, and we're gonna come up to these platforms on the left here. Now, this is going to allow us to pick up our first energy tank, our first sub-tank of the game. These are going to be really helpful, because as I mentioned earlier, you can get 4 of them and each of them will allow you to restore about half your energy. So that basically gives you 3 life bars if you have 4 full sub-tanks. And with items we'll pick up later, 3 full life bars is a massive amount of health, and that will be more than enough for us to get through any sort of challenge without dying due to health. So we're gonna continue back to where I was before I realized I had missed that sub-tank, and again, I apologize for that. But we're nearing the end of the stage now, and we're going to pick up that extra life. That's just that's pretty much a gimme extra life. About the difficulty of this game. This game's kind of hard. I'm not going to lie there. If you haven't played it a lot, this game can get kind of hard. But at the same time, they do give you a couple of the stages have pretty much give me lives, like they're free lives. Like that one in Sting Chameleon stage, there's a similar extra life just sitting out in the open, no sort of tricks to get it, just you pick it up and it's a free life. I think they did that to sort of even out the difficulty. Not that those stages are more difficult than the others, but to just give players an opportunity to get a couple extra lives throughout the game to make it a little easier on them. So we've now reached our boss of this stage, Storm Eagle. Now, unlike any other boss stage in the entire game, like his stage itself, out in the open, no walls really confining you. However, that's going to cause us a problem because Storm Eagle's main attacks aren't to try to hurt you. With the exception of his dive and his egg attack, neither of which is really difficult to dodge, his main attack strategy is to actually blow you off the stage. Like, see how far his tornado can blow you? I did that intentionally. It's easy to just dash through it, but I wanted to show you, see like that. But and the wind, because if he blows you off the stage, as you can probably guess, it's a one-hit KO, and you're gonna die instantly. So, with that, you just want to be careful to stay towards the middle of the stage when you're avoiding his dive attacks, because you don't want to have him land. You don't want to end up like on the short side of the stage and have him come down, and you don't have a lot of room to work with. And it'll be very easy to take a lot of damage from hitting him when you're trying to get back on the stage, or he'll blow you off the stage. So as long as you stay towards the middle of the stage and be patient, this is an easy boss fight. I know I said earlier that Chill Penguin was the easiest boss fight, but upon thinking about it, I think this one's actually easier in terms of difficulty. Chill Penguin is just a far shorter fight than Storm Eagle, because with Storm Eagle, the dive attacks really prolong the battle if you're not going to try to hit him during each dive. And even if you do try to hit him, it's pretty easy to miss, but as you can see, Chill Penguin is down, Storm Eagle is down, and we've now defeated 2 of the 8 bosses in the game. So, Mega Man's going to do his triumph pose, and we're going to pick up our second sub-weapon in the game. This sub-weapon is the Tornado attack. This is a wind attack. It's not very practical for use in the stages. At least I don't find it practical. But I don't use the sub-weapons much outside of the boss stages. I know that's something that some people use them a lot, but for me, I just prefer to have the normal X-Buster, because the X-Buster defeats pretty much any enemy, and it does it pretty quickly, so I don't feel the need to use my sub-weapons, and I like to have them saved, because you're going to need them for the boss fights, and I don't see any reason to waste them. Now, as you can see, Flame Mammoth stage. You might ask why it's filled with snow and ice, because it's a flame stage. Now, the answer to that is that a unique feature in this game is that some levels have environment changes based on bosses that you defeated before entering them. In the case of Flame Mammoth, if you defeat Storm Eagle before facing him, Storm Eagle's plane crashes, and that actually causes Flame Mammoth stage and Spark Mandrill stages to have some changes. In this case, this would be lava under this bridge. Instead, it's ice that you can walk on. If you hadn't beaten Storm Eagle, this is lava that's an instant kill. And that makes this stage a lot easier and allows us to pick up a upgrade in a minute. But now, as you can see, these are headbutt blocks right here that I'm pointing out with Mega Man's hands. Up there is our third visit to Ghostly Man, our third armor upgrade. As you can see right here, his capsule. Now, this is our X-Buster upgrade. It's going to allow us to upgrade our charge beam. And it's also going to upgrade every single one of our sub-weapons. So, they only show you the unupgraded fire of each sub-weapon on the screen where you actually pick it up. So, I'll actually show you the charge ability of each sub-weapon that we have right now. And I'll make sure to show that as we pick them up. But right here, you can see that Mega Man now has 3 stages of charging, and his third charge is the Wave Beam, which is incredibly powerful. So now, Storm Tornado, the normal tornado, it looks just like that. And the fully charged, is a vertical tornado that acts as a temporary shield. Now, for the ice sub-weapon, Shotgun Ice, the charge up is a platform that you can actually ride, which is going to allow us to avoid some backtracking in a much later point in the game. But now we're going to slide across this ice, which would be impossible to do if we hadn't beaten Storm Eagle, and we're going to pick up our second heart container in the game. So we've already picked up a quarter of the health upgrades in the entire game, which is pretty sweet. So, an interesting design choice they made here. There's actually 3 upgrades in this one room of the game. Now, I don't understand why they did this, because there are 8 heart containers, 1 in each stage. There's a total of 8 other upgrades, 4 weapon capsules, and 4 sub-tanks. So that makes 8. You would think they put 1 of the other upgrades in each stage. They didn't do that, because in this stage, in Storm Eagle stage, there's 3 upgrades. In a level like Chill Penguin stage, there's 2 upgrades. In some of the other stages, there's only 1 singular upgrade. Now, I'm not sure why they did this, actually. I thought they would have balanced it out to make it easier for a newer player to keep track of what upgrades he had picked up from what stages. Because some of those upgrades that I've picked up, and will pick up later, are very difficult to find the first time you find them. They're off the beaten path, and their location just isn't obvious. But some of them, like the dash boots, are put in plain sight, to be fair. So we're going to advance through the stage here. We're actually almost to the end. This stage is pretty quick. It's really quick if you don't pick up any upgrades, if you just dash through it. It's probably the quickest stage in the game. But picking up the upgrades does take some time. So these guys right here, their shields keep them invulnerable until you get close enough to where they'll attack with their mace and ball here, and once they're extended, you can just blow them apart pretty quick. So now we've reached the boss already, and Flame Mammoth, this is going to be our first boss fight where we actually have Flame Mammoth's weakness. His weakness is Storm Tornado, which we just picked up earlier in the episode. So we're going to use that right now to defeat him. Now, this is going to make the fight pretty quick. And that's because Storm Tornado is very easy to use on the bosses. And as you can see from my first hit, if you place the tornado right, you can actually hit him twice with 1 tornado. It's kind of hard to do, and it involves a bit of luck, actually, in terms of he's got to be jumping away from you, and it has to be timed pretty perfectly. But even if you only hit him once with each tornado, as you can see, he goes down in a flash. And you'll find that if you have the right weapon, the boss fights are a joke, which actually is kind of sad. For the degree of difficulty the bosses have when you don't have their correct weapon, a few of them later in the game are very difficult if you don't have their right weapon. But if you do have their weapon, they become a joke. Which sort of takes away from the difficulty of the game, but I will admit it is kind of fun to show up to the boss and just defeat him with like 6 hits. So, again, we're running up on time. In this episode, we were very successful. We took down Storm Eagle, we took down Flame Mammoth, we picked up 2 weapon capsules, 2 heart containers, and 2 sub-tanks. So, we've already gotten 3/4 of our armor upgrades, half of our sub-tanks, and we've only played 3 stages. So, we're really well on our way to making Mega Man as powerful as he can be. So, I'd like to thank all of you for watching part 2 of Let's Play Mega Man X. And next time, we're going to take on Spark Mandrill and Armored Armadillo.